Kevin said no stand-up coming into the game, I think. Yep. Yep.
Welcome into a rainy Rio Tinto Stadium here on this Saturday evening. I'm Landon Southwick, joined alongside my partner Wade Nielsen for the call of tonight's game. Wade, this should be a fun one as both teams are coming looking for a victory, as both teams, one came off a loss and one came off a tie, and they're hungry.
Yeah, and I'd love to see the Monarchs pull out a victory tonight. And what is it we call this? Monarchs weather? Rainy day in Salt Lake and the Monarchs play, right?
Monarchs weather. We've got a decent crowd here on hand, weathering the storm out here, getting ready for this Western Conference matchup between the Monarchs, who are debuting new jerseys tonight, and the visiting Rio Grande Valley Toros, who are in their first season.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Rio Grande play tonight, and I'm really liking the new Monarchs jerseys. I'm excited to see them in them tonight.
Looking good out there in the blue tops and the white shorts. Both teams getting out on the field here shortly, getting set up for tonight's kick. Like we mentioned, tonight it's rainy and about 46 degrees here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Shouldn't be a huge factor for both teams. The Monarchs love to play on a pitch that's a little bit wet, so this shouldn't affect them too much as they like to ping the ball around.
No, it's actually a great night to play soccer. The wind's died down, as you can see from the flags. It looks great tonight. The pitch is going to be nice and wet, but it should move the ball around and makes for some exciting shots on goal, too.
And we'll take a quick break here for the national anthem. Now that we're done with the national anthem, as you see both teams out there, and the national anthem was sung with an umbrella because of the weather, but both teams are excited and ready to rock and roll, as we're going to take a look at the Monarchs starting lineup, and let's let Wade go through that.
All right, so we're going to have Frater up top. Let's see if we can get Frater on the score sheet and get a goal tonight. We're going to have Brody out wide left, Oriana out wide on the right, local boy from Provo. Sundley, Velasco, and Arnone. You'll have Velasco sitting a little higher and Arnone and Sundley anchoring the midfield. We'll have Lakawecki out wide right, McGovern on the left, McGovern out on the right, and Copeland and Orozco sitting central defensively, and then Lalo Fernandez in goal tonight.
Ricardo Velasco back from an absence last week where he missed the Arizona United game for the birth of his daughter, so we'd like to welcome her into the world and congratulate him on that.
Congrats, Daddy.
Let's take a quick look, Wade, at the starting lineup for Rio Grande Valley FC.
All right, so we're going to have Brown in goal. It looks like at the back we're going to have Garcia, Malky, Green, and Ibiga. I hope I got that name right, Landon. And then we've got in the midfield we're going to have James, Ward, Garcia in the midfield, and then up top for them we're going to have Mauro Manotas, and we're going to have Kastner and Jose Escalante, who's their flyer up running out on the left. He's a really good player.
Wade, as we talked about earlier, the player to watch for tonight is Jose Escalante. He's a player that likes to play out wide but cuts in quite frequently.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him. McGovern's going to have to deal with him down here, down the left side.
At LifeVantage, we are dedicated to helping people achieve healthy living through a combination of compelling business opportunity and scientifically validated products. Learn more about the LifeVantage opportunity at lifevantage.com as both teams are getting set for the opening kick. Monarchs sitting with 7 points on the table. A lot better than they have been in recent times, Wade, and a lot better start than they've ever had in their history.
No, it's a great start to the season for them, sitting at 7 points. And then we have our local boy, Oriana, leading the team in scoring. He did not score last week down at the game at UVU, but let's hope he can get back on the scoring sheet tonight.
The red-hot Real Monarchs return to Rio Tinto Stadium Tuesday evening, April 26th, as the club hosts Seattle Sounders 2 for a 7 o'clock kickoff in Sandy. Witness the rise to royalty from several young talents in their 2016 United Soccer League season by visiting rsl.com or calling 844-REAL-TIX. Head coach Freddie Juarez has assembled an exciting group sure to entertain. See you at 7 o'clock, wear red, be loud, believe as one. As we're underway here at Rio Tinto Stadium. First one's going to be deflected by Oriana and played out as our center referee tonight is Daniel Bradford. Karsten Gilwalk, Paul Burgess are the officials on both sides, and then Jeffrey Gaston is the fourth official. McGovern's going to play that one forward. Velasco over to Orozco. Orozco and Copeland have been the preferred center-back tandem for the Monarchs this year. In something last year, they didn't have that consistency in the back.
Yeah, and I like Copeland and Orozco together. Copeland's a great, solid, prototypical center back, great in the air, and he's good at going in on corners as well.
Both, as we've talked about, the RSL family likes to play out of the back, Wade, and that's something you're going to see tonight from this team. They're going to play out of the back. They've got two holding defensive midfielders in Arnone and Sunley. They're going to sit in front of the back four.
Yeah, and Sunley and Arnone are great holding the ball, sitting back. I like the way Sunley plays. A little bit of a rough first touch there to start out the game, but they'll get settled in. And I'd like to see, Velasco remain really active. I think if he can be active and keep moving right to left and getting the ball out wide on the pitch, I think we're going to create some good chances tonight.
Out wide, Andrew Brody out of the University of Louisville and out of the academy as well, one of those Freddie Juarez players.
Yeah, and Brody's a real exciting player, really fun to watch, and I hope he gets a chance to run at some defenders this game.
McGovern on the far side. To Frater, looking for Oriana. Him and Oriana still trying to get on the same page, but a good idea to start this.
No, good idea, just
half.
Heavy on the touch. Not where he wanted it to go, but it was a good idea and a good ball in by McGovern.
Oriana's a player to always watch here, the local boy, and it's fun to have two local boys, one in the 18 sitting on the bench in Fanuel Convita and the other one in Maicon Oriana.
Yeah, both great players. Nice to see Fanny back. He's had a bit of an injury. He's a local boy, played for local Sparta club here growing up.
Went on to play for Clemson and captained their side and led them to an ACC championship.
And Clemson has a solid soccer program, have for years.
And he was one of those consistent players in the back for him. He was a homegrown signing for Real, so he's on loan tonight down to the Monarchs, trying to get healthy from his knee injury. Sunley to Oriana. Arnone's dropping back into the back four.
I like the way they're settled in here, moving the ball well, maintaining possession.
McGovern looking forward to Frater. Can Frater get on that one? He's going to get there.
AR called him offside there, just a little out in front of it when McGovern played the ball.
Little bit of Frater's speed we saw here. He is a capable player. He's on loan from Harborview in Jamaica, and he's made a debut with the Reggae Boys, the first team in Jamaica. So he's a guy that has skill.
He has. He scored some goals. He's played with the national team. He does have the speed. If they can get him the ball, running at goal, I think we could see him put one in tonight.
Rio Grande with it on the near side. The Toros moving forward. Clipped in, looking for Escalante. And that's going to be offside.
Yeah. He was about 2 steps off when that ball came across, but it was a good idea, good ball, dangerous ball, and that was well played by Rio Grande. Unlucky not to get a goal there.
McGovern's going to have to make sure he knows at all times where Escalante is tonight, Wade.
Yep. Got him behind his defender there, was just a couple steps off. But, you know, good awareness by Orozco to step up on that and pull the line up. He is smart defending on his part.
James with it in the midfield. James is another guy on loan from Harborview, a teammate, I believe, at one point with Freighter. Also played with the Jamaican international team. Touches the little long. McGovern's there. Sunley's going to settle to Velasco. Velasco's going to be tripped up from behind.
Again, good work by Velasco, though. I like his energy thus far in the game. He's moving, coming, showing hard to the ball.
Free kick for the Monarchs, just across the midfield stripe. Sunley standing over it. Daniel Radford is going to make him retake that one.
Yeah, we're going to do this a couple times here, Landon. There we go. We're underway.
Velasco's going to spray it to the near side. Out wide to Brody. He'll settle. Brody picks up his head. Looking in. It's going to fall. Velasco was in the area. The Rio Grande is going to collect.
Good idea. Good idea by Brody. Tight to get that through that space. 2 defenders sit in the central there. He may have been better off to pick that up and get it up in the air coming across the 6, but good idea.
Looking wide. McGovern with a nice tackle.
Good challenge by McGovern there, but it's out for a corner.
On Kai Green, and that will be the first corner of the match. Keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL and its 29 teams. Emilio Garcia is going to take the corner kick for Rio Grande. Doesn't beat the first guy.
Short on the corner there.
As Arnone's going to clear it out. Arnone up to Orellana.
Got Prater out.
Prater. And he's going to be tackled from behind. Great tackle. Escalante with it. Escalante going at McGovern. McGovern, great to stand him up right there.
Great job standing him up. Unlucky there. Just unlucky not to get that ball through to Freighter on the counter. Had him running full head of steam. Just a little bit behind.
It's going to be knocked off Copeland.
Got Manotas over here. He's been moving out here on the left with Escalante, and Kastner's been hanging out on the right.
Arnone's going to defend that one. It's going to be switched by James, the Harborview loanee. Rio Grande with a nice little bit of possession here. Sunley pushing up to defend.
Yeah, it's a good job by Sunley, closing down the space and some high pressure.
They're going to go all the way back to Brown. And then out to Kevin Garcia, the captain. McGovern with a good tackle to knock that one out.
Good tackle there by Orozco.
Brody with it. It's going 2v1. He'll think differently, pull that one back.
That's good awareness by Brody. He knows he's got nowhere to go there. Bring it back, keep the ball. Let's recirculate the ball the other side.
He plays like he's a little bit older in his career than he actually is. He's a first-year professional, but had 3 great years at Louisville where he tallied 9 goals and 15 assists in 61 matches and was second team all-conference. So a guy that has some skill.
No, great skill, great ability, really exciting player.
Copeland. Back to Fernandez. Lalo's in goal tonight for the Monarchs. In his yellow or bright kit, I don't even know what to call that, but it's a bright-looking kit down there.
Yeah, his neon kit with the orange shoes. He's looking good tonight. Lalo always looks good in goal.
Fashionista down there. Copeland's going to pick up his head over to Arnone. Toros in their white tops, yellow numbers with blue shorts and white socks.
Yeah, and the Monarchs in their new cobalt unis tonight. I like the looks of those.
Looking pretty out there.
Yeah, they do. Look really nice.
Sunley will have the throw in. Takes it quickly into Copeland. Arnone early on Wade has dropped really deep into the back line, helping out between Acosta and Copeland.
Yeah, he's almost got Orozco moving up in front of him sometimes, but they have been sitting pretty deep. They're possessing the ball well, moving it well.
This pitch suits the Monarchs well, as they like to possess in situations like this. This ball's going to be played back from Sunley to Lalo. A little bit bouncing, not the best ball back to your keeper.
Yeah, Lalo's good with his feet, dealt with that well. Little thigh trap.
McGovern can't settle. Back to the captain, Garcia. Looking forward, and Fernandez is going to come off his line. Manotas looking for that one. Monarchs haven't gone too far forward yet.
No, I was just going to mention, Frater hasn't really had a chance to get into the game yet. Not many touches. Starting to drop in a little deeper. As I say that, there he's guys.
Sunley with it. Back to Orozco. Become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive contents. Velasco with a little bit of a hospital ball looking for Lakawecki. He'll be out on the near side, just across in the Monarch side of the midfield half. Frater. He'll be dispossessed. Good track back by Frater as he's going to be there, and he'll be called for the foul. A little bit of a hesitation by the center referee, but he'll play the advantage and then call it back after that.
Yeah. Good job by Frater to chase the ball down and come back, but probably could do without the tug on the shirt. He was there. He caught up with him. No need to give away the foul there, really.
Good defense by Mike on Oriana.
Yeah.
He's going to be clipped from behind.
And Green has been pushing up here pretty far on the left and overlapping with Escalante. Oriana looks like he's...
Green's going to get a little bit of a warning from Daniel Radford. He's asking for him to approach, and he's walking away. That's one of those situations where you just walk over. Don't take the yellow card.
I don't know if Green's not aware or if he just is ignoring it, but there you go. They're going to have a chat. All is well.
All is well. We're 12 minutes into this one. Both teams with a fair share of possession so far.
Yeah.
No team with the deciding opportunity yet.
No, the Toros had that chance called offside, which was, the closest chance we've had in the game. But not much in the offensive third either direction to this point.
It's going to be won by Manotas, but played all the way back to Fernandez. Copeland's going to collect. Copeland looking forward. Play for Orozco. Orozco, one of those guys that played for Chivas. Never got an appearance there, but played for them. A little bit of a Chivas connection as head coach Wilmer Cabrera of the Toros was the last head coach of Chivas. Kind of an interesting little note there.
And a note, I don't know if we've mentioned, Landon, on the Toros, is they do have a relationship or attachment to the Houston Dynamo. Is that right?
Yes, correct. They have an affiliation with the Dynamo, as the Dynamo are also in action tonight, and I believe the Dash. So their whole family...
South Texas family.
South Texas family's in action tonight. The RSL family has two of the three, I guess, playing tonight as Real Salt Lake's down in L.A. playing the Galaxy tonight.
I'd love to see them come out with a win tonight. And
still the only undefeated team in the MLS. A little bit of pressure by Oriana. Garcia plays it forward, and Copeland's going to bring it down. Great touch by McGovern.
Arnone unlucky not to keep that ball, but they've got a mark in transition here.
Lakawecki down
Great
to the
tackle.
turf.
Great tackle by Lakawecki.
I'd like to welcome all those of you joining in live on the YouTube channel on the stream tonight, whether you may be in Texas watching or here in Salt Lake City, Utah, or wherever you may be. And also those that will join us later tonight at 11 p.m. on the tape delay on KMYU. Fernandez with it in the back. Monarchs content to continue to push out of the back. And a slippery surface, though. Wade, that's one thing you have to worry about a little bit. One missed slip and you're in trouble.
No, you can be, and there'll come a time we'll see in this game the keeper's gonna have to deal with that. The rain has let up a little bit, the wind's died down. It's a good ball through.
Escalante's in. He'll whip it in. Not cleared out of the area. Good defense.
Yeah, it's well done by Brody.
Brody.
Coming all the way out from the left side to cut in and help defend. That's what you want your wide players to do. Come back and help defend. Did a great job there, and he switched up. He's out on the right now.
Lakawecki now with it. Over to Sunley. Brody's now on the far side as he made across the field run to help out.
Headed back to the near side here. But yeah, great defending by Brody. Great hustle.
Follow at USL on Twitter to keep up with all the live action during the 2016 USL season. Going back to the head coach for the Toros, he's one of those guys that has international experience as well, having played in 2 World Cups, or was on the roster at least for 2 World Cups, and he had 48 international caps for Colombia. So he's a guy that knows his stuff as well on that end.
Oh, terrific
it's a misplayed
coach.
Ball. Frater. Arnone. Monarchs going to take time to possess and keep their cool.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there in Frater's touch. If he has a little better first touch and can turn, they've got numbers going forward. But
Sunley looks to get whacked in the face. Looked to be on the turn. He little bit of a hospital trying to get away from it and then caught the forearm of the Toro
I think he
player.
caught it in the throat, which does not feel good. Little Adam's apple shot. He's going to take him a minute to feel okay there. But again, backing up to the play before, it's unfortunate. They had some space. They had some numbers. If Frater's able to make that touch and turn forward, they had a 3v2 situation. They won the ball back but took it back. I think Frater was a little disappointed in his first touch and that they had to play the ball back out of that. But
Frater still trying to get settled into this team, it looks like. He's a guy, though, that's capable, as we've talked about and mentioned. He's a guy that's played with the Reggae Boys, the first team in Jamaica, their national team. And they're not a bad national team. They beat the United States, I believe, a couple years ago, not too long ago.
No, they did. And he's a fantastic player. I just hope he gets an opportunity to run at goal and have a couple opportunities here.
Oriana looking to turn.
Yeah, it's a good turn.
He has pace. He'll get around Green. Looking to whip in the cross, and that will be out of play for a throw-in.
Yeah, it's good recovery by Green there. It's good defending.
McGovern's going to take the throw-in. Into Velasco. Velasco's going to turn. He's double-teamed, and that's going to be off him for a Toros throw-in the corner. 18 minutes into this one, still scoreless. McGovern to Velasco. Frater slips. His touch lets him down there. And Rio Grande's going to look to counter.
And I've seen a bit of that so far, Landon. Few slips tonight, maybe some stud changes at halftime. Frater slips, we've seen a few of their defenders slip. Yeah, Toro's a little upset on Copeland's tackle there. I don't think it was malicious. I think he slipped under his feet. Didn't come in studs showing intentionally, but
he might have
little
come
reckless on the tackle.
With those studs
unintentionally.
When it all said and done. Doesn't look like Daniel Bradford really has much to say about that, as James is going to pop up.
Yeah, I'm glad James is up and okay. And I think a smart and conservative decision by Radford to let that go. I think Copeland...
You know, Wade, and you can speak for this, once you start showing yellows as a referee, you have to keep showing them. So letting some stuff slide early on is not the worst decision, as it's going to keep the flow of the game moving a little bit.
No, I agree, and I don't think that's a yellow card. I think it was incidental. Copeland went a long way, slipped, lost his footing. James is okay. Let's play on, play some soccer.
Brown with it in the back. He's going to play it forward. Lakaweki's going to get up and knock that one out of play for a Toros throw-in on the near side.
Kastner, haven't called his name. We haven't seen him much yet. No, ball played at his feet. We've been out here on the far side much of the first half, playing up and down the left side here for the Toros toward Escalante and Green. Green's been pushing up here high, overlapping a lot.
All the way back to Garcia, the captain for tonight's match. With our center back, Sebastian looking forward. That one's going to be played in and kept in on the end line. Whipped across the box. McGovern's going to play it not all the way out of danger, and Oriana's going to play it forward. Great job by Oriana to track back into the area and clear that one out of the area.
Absolutely, yeah. They're lucky there not to have a better opportunity. McGovern does well to head that ball up and away from danger, and Oriana's able to clear it out. Garcia back here has been looking to play that long ball in over the top, and there, as I say it, he's looking for it again. He's been playing that ball. I think that's the fourth time he's played that ball.
Not quite sure who he's looking for. I'm surprised he's not finding the feet of Escalante here on the far side. He's one of those players that can go at guys, and he showed it early on trying to go at McGovern.
Yeah, he can, and he's also got Manotas up here. He's got size and is a good stand-up spot guy up at the top, but they really haven't been finding him. If they're looking for him over the top, they're missing him.
Check at USL Soccer on Instagram to see match highlights and action shots from games around the league. That's at USL Soccer on Instagram. All the way back to Fernandez. Lalo. To Arnone. Arnone's one of those guys that feels very comfortable with the ball at his feet and does a phenomenal job. He was a midfielder at the University of Michigan and has been often seen as an outside back here for the Monarchs, but is tonight playing in that defensive mid spot alongside Alex Unley.
You know, he's a solid holding midfielder, really calm and confident with the ball at his feet, keeps possession, plays it simple.
Turnover from the Toros. Velasco's moving forward. Velasco going at the captain. 2v1, and he's taken out by James.
You know, great cut in there by Velasco. He had James set up perfectly. He was either going to get by.
Oriana! Shot! Just wide! Monarchs quickly took that one and almost found the back of the net.
Smart play by Velasco. So unlucky not to sneak that in on the inside the post. Great idea, though.
We're going to get a replay, a look at that. The challenge there.
Gets the foul, sets the ball quick. James is talking to the referee. He quickly plays that ball in. That was a first good chance for the Monarchs.
You know, sometimes you get frustrated with quickly taking free kicks at that distance because that's an opportunity to hit it on goal. But that was not a bad opportunity for the Monarchs.
No, not a bad opportunity and a good idea on Velasco's part.
Orozco is going to rise up and win that one. Brody
again tucking way inside there, isn't he?
All over the place tonight.
Yeah,
he's
both
a guy
sides of the pitch.
That likes to find the ball, though, and he's a guy that's very capable of finding the ball.
Yeah, great work rate. It's a little bit of that Will Johnson style, going back a few years with Real Salt Lake. Runs inside, outside, wherever he needs to get on the field to get the ball at his feet.
I would love to see if he'd be a Will Johnson personality moving forward. That would be a huge asset for the Monarchs and probably for the first team here in the not too distant future.
Well, he seems to have that kind of a work rate. He hasn't quite developed into that size, you know, of Will Johnson, but he can get there.
You know, the big knock on Glad this last year was he didn't weigh enough, and I know at one point he was on a salmon diet trying to put on weight. So maybe it's time to get Brody on that salmon diet.
Yeah, Glad looks really good, and he's been doing a fantastic job for RSL this year. He's looked fantastic in the last 2 games.
Ball's out wide to Green. Green's going to cut in. Little give and go exchange. Lakawecki. Shot. And a goal as Rio Grande takes the lead here in the 25th minute of play on a play that looked maybe offside. We'll love to get a replay of that.
Yeah,
but it
I
looks
would
to
like
be a goal scored by the Toros.
Yeah, maybe they may have got away with one there offside. I'd like to see a replay, but that being said, great ball movement by the Toros. Good run. Let's see this. Oh, that's close. I don't know. I don't have the look down the line on that, but, you know, Green plays a good ball inside, picks up his head, plays that ball through. It's a good goal by the Toros. I think the Monarchs a little unlucky not to get an offside call there.
Fernandez quite frustrated with that one. Screaming over at the AR, looking for that offside call, but nothing coming. Monarchs going to play from behind in this one.
At 25 minutes in. But they've had possession. They've created a few opportunities. They can get one back before half. I'd like to see them be able to do that.
Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. I believe the goal was scored by Escalante. Still waiting for confirmation.
Yeah, and it was a good ball in by Green. Manotas had too much space there in the middle, too much time to pick up his head, turn, and find his runner moving through. Oh, Fernandez unlucky on that ball. Off the side of his foot and out for a throw for the Toros.
Received confirmation. Jose Escalante is the goal scorer, the one we talked about that we needed to be weary of.
Yeah, he made a great run and a great finish.
Arnone up to Velasco. Velasco looking for Frater. Frater, 2v1. He's going to go forward.
Oh.
Looked to be a possible call.
You know, if Frater keeps that ball at his feet and doesn't play that touch quite out so far out in front, I think he gets that call. But losing control a little bit, gets the corner.
Monarchs going to get their first corner of the match as Velasco and Brody are going to go over and take this one. Monarchs looking for the equalizer here in the 27th minute of play as they trail 1-0 to the Rio Grande Valley FC Toros.
Yeah, Arnone and Lakawecki will sit back. Copeland's pushed up in as well as Orozco. See if Copeland can get ahead on this one.
Velasco from the far side. He's going to look to swing it in. Looking back post, Copeland was coming in. Arnone will take a crack. Arnone has scored from that distance, so not a crazy idea. As Copeland's going to get all of him on the far side and will be booked here in the 28th minute of play.
Yeah, he let him go on the one earlier. He's definitely going to give him a card on that one. You know, Copeland goes in, hard tackle. Little bit of frustration, perhaps.
You know, that might have been a little bit of a persistent infringement, maybe a little bit of a call that came from the first half where he...
And it looks like George Malky that's down on the side there. Hopefully he's okay.
First yellow card of the match tonight.
Yeah, but as you said, Landon, agreed. You know, gave him a pass on the reckless tackle, losing his footing earlier. It's not going to give him a pass on that one. A good turnout here tonight, though, despite the weather. As we said, Monarchs weather, a gray, rainy day in Salt Lake, and the crowd is out to see their Monarchs play.
Temperature hovering in the mid-40s, when earlier in the week it was in the mid-60s, so a little bit of a drastic change for both sides.
Well, I think it was even 80 on Friday, Landon. It wasn't a little breezy,
yeah, it was warm.
Welcome to Utah in the spring.
Utah spring weather here at Rio Tinto Stadium.
Yeah, 80 degrees one day, snowy the next.
Monarchs looking to settle in. Opportunity again for the Toros. Looking across it. McGovern's going to clear it out. James will keep it in.
But again, they're a little bit sloppy at the back, leaving men unmarked, a little too much space in between.
Header's going to be won by Manotas, but it'll be just wide of the goal and out for a goal kick.
Monarchs need to tighten up in that transitional defense a little bit, leaving guys with too much space, unmarked, able to pick their heads up and find runners. And this Toros team is dangerous up front. It's clearly evident. They've got speed and pace, a great finisher in Escalante. Defense needs to stay tight. See if we can claw one back before halftime.
Green on the far side, looking forward to Escalante. Escalante is going to get onto this end of this one. Nice little Cristiano, but can't keep it close to him because he's going to clip Copeland and be called for the foul.
Yeah, nice idea. A little heavy on that touch.
Not quite Cristiano looking in the sense of keeping it close to him, but not a bad idea.
No, it was a good idea.
Copeland there with the help side defense to make sure that one didn't progress into a more dangerous attack for the Toros.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little more activity and movement through the midfield for the Monarchs.
Brody
got
with
some numbers here.
Frater moving forward. Frater's touch is going to get away from him again.
That was a good run by Frater, though. Again, though, he's get the ball into the box. Not much support or anywhere to go with that at that point. Good hustle by Brody. Again, winning the ball back.
Good little chip out wide to McGovern. McGovern is going to cut it back inside. Oh, looking for Sunley, just a touch too far in front of him. Lakawecki will cut that one off. Looks like he won't be able to keep it in.
Yeah, unlucky on the touch.
All USL matches are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Follow the action on the USL YouTube channel today. Manotas. Monarchs looking a little disorganized here in the last few minutes. The Toros with more of the possession.
Yeah, the Toros look to have settled in here. They've become more dangerous. They're moving the ball near and far side of the field, using their width really well. Monarchs look a little slow through the midfield.
Going to pressure James. James got nowhere to go. Oriana, who get it up to Frater. Frater moving forward and will be fouled by his countryman, James. And that probably could be a professional foul there called, as that killed the counterattack. We'll see if the ref agrees with me.
Yep. It looks like he does agree with you, Landon. Yeah, I agree. Frater's got some space there. If he can get that ball wide, they've got numbers going forward. James gives him a foul to keep him from moving that ball out wide.
Yellow card, caution to James here in the 33rd minute of play.
Good opportunity here, though, for the Monarchs. They've got some size, numbers in. Velasco on the ball.
Velasco standing over this one. Brody's going to come over as well. Velasco looking back post for Copeland, who was unmarked and free, but Brown comes off his line to cut that one off.
Yeah, and a good awareness by Brown to come off his line and cut that one off.
Played all the way forward. Arnone's going to drop back into the back line, direct traffic a little bit. McGovern to Oriana. Oriana's going to run at him. It's going to be knocked away, but Velasco's going to keep it in, as he's going to be tackled by Green. And Velasco's going to be called for the foul.
And you know what? That's a good call by the center ref. Velasco knows he's stuck there, grabs Garcia and pulls him down with him, or was it Green? But he knew he'd cut inside, didn't have the gap he thought he was going to have, and went ahead and pulled him down with him, hoping to get a call.
Pull Green down. A little bit of a tactical move by Velasco. Not a bad foul to commit at that
No,
place in the
no.
midfield, or in the final third. Orozco with it. He's going to move forward into space.
Yeah, movement off the ball. Movement off the ball is what I'd like to see more of from the Monarchs, Landon. They just a little bit slow off the ball. You see Freddie pointing, directing traffic from the side.
Frater just in front of him.
Good idea by Lakawecki to send that through. Just a little too far out in front of Frater.
Velasco's going to pick up his head, looking for Frater. It's going to be nicked in the midfield by a Toros player. Numbers a little bit hard to read up here from the press box. That yellow is not a very friendly color to the eyes.
No, I'm having a hard time with that yellow, orange. I'm not sure what color it is, but I'm having a hard time with the numbers.
Learned a little bit about the crest of the Toros. They have the sun represented at the top of the crest, with the 3 lines at the bottom representing agriculture, as it's a big agricultural area in the Rio Grande Valley. And the Toro horns on the side, so it looks like we got to grab the bull by the horns tonight.
There you go. There you go. That was well explained, Landon. Well explained on the crest. I'm impressed. I like that.
Frater's going to go down, and you can hear him all the way up in the press box as he's holding his shin.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get a replay on that, but that was a big step right on top of his foot and ankle. I think the center ref may have missed one there. Looked a bit brutal on the challenge coming in with his studs up.
He's still down here in the 36th minute of play. He's looking to get up as they don't wave on the training staff. RSL returns to Rio Tinto Stadium on Saturday, April 30th against Will Bruin and the Houston Dynamos, presented by Maverick. Kickoff is at 7:30 in Sandy with the RSL team store, Carnival Real, and the America First Pavilion opening early that day. Visit rsl.com or call 801-727-2700 to get your tickets to RSL's April 30th match.
McGovern trying to turn there, just not enough space.
Looking forward to Frater, and that one's going to be cut off by the captain. Copeland smartly plays that one out of play. Not a bad idea. You'd love to keep possession, but with a guy coming at you, you're tracking back towards your own goal. Not a bad decision to knock it out of play.
No, always played safe ball. Center back, it was a good play, just set it out. He had Manotas closing him down.
Green, throw it in just in front of the Monarchs bench.
This is Emilio Garcia, 13. There on the far side for Rio Grande. Haven't called his name much, but he has been pretty active out here with Green and Escalante.
Guy tracking
on the
to
left
both
side.
sides. Velasco's going to apply a little bit of pressure up top. It's going to go all the way back to Brown, who's just going to knock it forward. Copeland. Kastner. His pass is a little errant.
It was a good step by Copeland to read that. Step in.
Out wide to Brody. Lakawecki's making the overlap. Looking forward to Frater.
Yeah, see, here, Landon, I've seen it twice now, and I'm going to make a comment on it, but with Frater's runs, I would really like to see him shorten that run and come inside and give Velasco somebody to give that ball. He's making that run straight up the field. If he can get an angle to it and cut it short, I think he can get the ball at his feet, but his runs have been straight up the field, very, very vertical, and hard to get the ball through.
Hasn't even been able to really open up his motor yet. As Green's going to play with it, a little step over on the far side of the field. Back to James. James' ball is going to be through under the foot of Kastner, and Fernandez is going to quickly outlet to Lakawecki. Lakawecki's another one of those guys that had a great college career. 85 games played in his 4 years there. All of them starts. A 2013 national championship to go along with it. And then he was drafted 25th in the super draft by Real Salt Lake. So a guy that has a great pedigree.
Yeah, out of Notre Dame, right, Landon?
Correct. 85 games started during his career there.
No.
Phenomenal.
It's a great left back, great left foot, good with both feet. Like to see the ball up that side with him and Brody and see if they can combine the ball. Got some space out here on the right.
Brody to Oriana. Oriana's going to cut back in. He's got space. Touch gets away from him.
You know, that's decision needs to be made sooner there by Oriana. He's got Frater running out wide. He's got Brody cutting inside. Needs to make that decision 2 steps sooner. They still have an opportunity.
Orozco with an amazing tackle there.
Great tackle by Orozco. He's got 2v1 and he makes that tackle.
Jeez, you got to love that. He kept his foot there and was able to settle that one and even get up and maintain possession. Soccer fans, he's one to keep an eye on. He's a guy that could eventually make his way into the MLS. Frater weaving through the defense.
Oh, unlucky by Frater. One more to beat and he'd had a shot on goal.
Sunley out wide. Sunley's going to play it in the box. Looking for Velasco. As Lakawecki's going to slip. Kastner going forward. Kastner with space. Ball's going to be played forward and played onside. And that really could have been a dive there. Lakawecki and Fernandez are there.
Yeah, Fernandez lucky. Yeah, and that was, Lalo's correct to be asking for it. Lalo comes out for the ball, gets a touch to it. Looks like Manotas goes down. Yep, he's just going to go down. I mean, I don't know if Lalo even touched his foot, possibly, but
looked like he might have got it, but
call.
If you're not going to call the PK in that situation, Wade, on the other side, you got to be looking at giving a card for diving.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Landon.
Monarchs dodge a little bit of a bullet here in the 41st minute of play as they trail 1-0 to Rio Grande Valley FC.
The Toros have been really dangerous on the counterattack and, you know, getting a lot of space and a lot of opportunity. We've had a lot of 2v1, 3v2 coming the other way. Monarchs need to make that adjustment and try and close that down in the second half.
Velasco trying to find the ball a little bit more. He's that string puller for the Monarchs. Oriana trying to get around Green. He's going to steal it back. Great work effort. Looking forward to Brody. Might have taken a deflection, but...
You know, good work by Oriana, though. Great hustle, scrapping, wins the ball back from Green. That touch is just a little more lucky with the touch. It gets through to Brody for an opportunity. As you can see, tries to sneak it through, just a little heavy on the touch.
Played it with his other foot. I think he was trying to come back to his left foot, I believe.
Yeah, when I initially saw it, I thought he was trying to cut it in with the inside of his right, but he...
Goal kick for the Toros. Orozco rises to that one. Frater to Velasco. Back to Frater. Out wide to Brody. Sunley moving forward. Brody's going to pick up his head. Take a shot. Save by Brown. A little bit of a worm burner, Wade, as that one takes a look at the far post, and not a bad idea from Brody.
No, Brody does a good job. Cuts it inside, tees it up. It's a good strike. You know, good save by Brown. Maybe had been going a bit wide, but a good strike. You know, and prior to that, a good job on that possession by Frater. He wins that ball, maintains possession, keeps it, turns back, plays the ball out to Brody, gives him an opportunity to come in at goal.
Green with it out wide. McGovern and Garcia battling. Garcia keeps it in, gets it back to Green. Ball's going to come back to the near side. Toros. The ball's going to be played in. Copeland's going to rise. Oriana's got a lot of green in front of him as James is going to check over. He's going to look to go forward and slow it down. Arnone. Back to McGovern. Monarchs had an opportunity to move forward. Oriana looked to be a little gassed as he had made a couple big runs previously.
Yeah, you're right on that, Landon. I agree. I think I would have liked to see them take that opportunity to run forward. You know, a few minutes here in the first half to try and create another opportunity, but Oriana pulled it back. Looked a little gassed from the last couple runs he's made up top.
Escalante over to James. Back to the captain. Garcia. Little flick looking for the back line as Oriana can't keep that one in. And he'll go in for a throw-in right in front of Freddie Juarez.
Yeah, I think Orozco's a little disappointed there, wanted to play that ball up forward. A little bit of a miss-hit.
McGovern's going to cut that one off. Sliding challenge to play that one out.
Now, I've liked the energy from the Monarchs a little bit more the last 8 or so minutes. Would love to see him nick one before halftime, but need to keep this up moving into the second half.
Looks like we're going to get stoppage time announced here momentarily as Jeffrey Gaston is down there ready with his board. Green will have the throw in on the far side. Green's going to throw that one over the head, and McGovern's going to play it forward. Velasco.
It's a good turn.
Sliding challenge by James. And McGovern will have to throw him back to Copeland.
Looks like the rain's beginning to pick back up again a little bit as we head into the half.
Copeland to Velasco. McGovern looking to go through James. James is going to foul Velasco. And we
it's
have
a good fight by Velasco to win that ball back from James.
a 1 minute of stoppage time here in the first half. Toros still lead 1-0 on a 25th minute goal by Jose Escalante. It's the difference in this one so far, Wade.
Yeah, again, and they've had a couple of those where the back line's getting caught a little flat, and it's on the counterattack. They got that first goal and then almost had that opportunity here just a few minutes ago to put in a second one when Manotas got out in front. They're holding that line, but that ball's coming in really tight with the offside call. The linesman seems to be calling that even and on. You got to watch for that.
Copeland, he's going to dump it forward. Green's going to settle. Arnone to Velasco. Out wide to Oriana. Oriana loves to cut in. Nice little footwork. The rapping dancer out there.
That's right, the Provo local boy fancies himself as a rapper as well.
I think his rap album is dropping here soon, so.
You have to pick that up, Landon.
And that's all she wrote here for the first half, as we're going to end this first 45 with the Monarchs trailing Rio Grande Valley FC Toros 1-0 on a 25th minute goal by Jose Escalante. Not a bad half for the Monarchs, but some work to do, Wade.
Definitely some work to do in the second half. Need to be tighter in transitional defense. We'll talk about it coming back into the half. Like to see the energy up a little bit, moving the ball a little quicker in transition forward on the offensive side as well.
At LifeVantage, we are dedicated to helping people achieve healthy living through a combination of compelling business opportunity and scientifically validated products. Learn more about the LifeVantage opportunity at lifevantage.com. The Red Hot Rail Monarchs return to Rio Tinto Stadium Tuesday evening, April 26th, as the club hosts Seattle Sounders 2 for a 7 o'clock kickoff in Sandy. Witness the rise to royalty from several young talents in their 2016 Soccer League season by visiting rsl.com or calling 844-REAL-TIX. Head coach Freddie Juarez has assembled an exciting group sure to entertain. See you at 7 p.m. Wear red, be loud, believe as one. As we get a nice look at that, Wade, you know, quick little thought here before we jump to a break for the second half. But the Monarchs really need to come out here with a lot of energy on this wet surface, a lot of room to use. They need to ping the ball around and look to go forward.
Yeah, mainly I'd really like to see the ball at Velasco's feet a little more through the middle, and Frater able to make those runs and get the ball at his feet. You know, a lot of his runs start the game were vertical runs, ball not getting through. Toward the end of the first half, we saw him getting the ball at his feet a little bit, had a few chances, got dangerous, played a good ball to Brody, who had a shot on goal. I'd like to see more of that as we head into the second half.
1-0 for the Toros here at the half, as we're going to take a short break and be back here close to the half with second half kick up next. And we're back live here at Rio Tinto Stadium for the halftime between the Rio Grande Valley Toros and the Real Monarchs. I'm Landon Southwick, joined alongside my partner Wade Nielsen. In what's been an entertaining first half, Rio Grande Valley leads 1-0 here on a goal in the 25th minute of play, but both teams looking like they're capable of winning this one.
Yeah, I think we're still in a close game here. You know, not many opportunities either way. The Monarchs have had more possession, 55% of the possession to 45% for the Toros, although the Toros have been a little more dangerous in that transition going forward during the first half.
Monarchs need to continue to look to go forward, and that's something they've struggled with here, finding the runs of Frater. You talked about it in the first half. Really, Frater has been a little bit of a non-factor so far.
Yeah, his runs have been a little vertical. I'd like to see him cutting off those runs and cutting to the corners, involve Brody on the outside, play off of each other a little bit. I think they're going to have some opportunities. Only one corner apiece. You know, the ball just hasn't been down end to end very much this first half. I think we'll see a little more, you know, attack-minded style from the Monarchs in the second half. Hopefully a few more opportunities and maybe a change, offensive change.
Yeah, definitely. You got Eti Tavares on the bench, an academy product that really is capable of coming on and changing games. And really, you can't discredit the guys out wide. Brody and Oriana are guys that really are capable of changing a game at any moment.
No, they are. And Brody had a good shot, took a nice ball from Prater in the first half, shot on goal. I think we'll see a few more shots from him in the second half, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Eti get in the game here after the 70th minute maybe.
If you're Freddie Juarez, what changes are you making here moving into the second half?
Well, I think he's got to, you know, tighten up the defense a little bit. They've looked a little shaky in transition a few times. That goal, unfortunate, but again, lost the ball, too much space, coming back into the middle, plays the ball through 2v1, and they, you know, one chance, one goal. It was unfortunate, but they've got to be tight in transition defense and tight on their marks.
Rio Grande Valley's had 3 shots, 1 on goal and 1 goal. They really haven't had too many opportunities. Monarchs on the other side have had about the similar look. As we're going to take another look out at the crowd here, people having a good time, even though we have this rainy spring weather as we've talked about. It's a typical spring evening, about 44, 45 degrees. Monarchs going to come out here in the second half and are going to look to maintain and move forward. Wade, that's kind of what we've figured would be something that Freddie Juarez is going to look to do here in the second half.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, they've really got to keep their McGovern's got to keep his sights set on Escalante. He's been dangerous. He's the goal scorer. Keep him locked down and see if Velasco and Frater can create a couple chances here in the second half.
And Velasco is a guy that was absent last week, back this week. He's still looking to really find his groove this season, but he's a guy that really, at any moment, could change the game. He's got the wheels, he's got the moves, and he can shoot.
No, he's tremendous talent, like you said. He pulls the strings. They want the ball at his feet. If he can get the ball with some space, he can create chances, and he's a very dangerous player.
Should be an exciting second half as the Monarchs are out warming up. You got both teams out trying to get back with this rain falling. Both teams trying to get their legs back under them after they've been in the warm insides of Rio Tinto Stadium.
Yeah, no, a beautiful night though for some soccer, some football. So the pitch looks great. Rain's let up a little bit, I think, as we're coming out here into the second half, but should be an exciting 45.
Can you call this a little bit of English weather, maybe?
Very much so, I think. They play in this all year round, so.
Not a bad situation for the Monarchs. Obviously, we've talked about it and mentioned it. They love to ping the ball around and play out of the back. With that being said, tonight should be the best opportunity to play it. They just have to be sure of their footing in all those situations, because that's the scary thing. One slip and that leads someone in on goal.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, moving the ball around, they've been possessing the ball well, far more completed passes. They're moving the ball around. They just got to take those chances going forward in transition a little bit. I'd like to see them be a little more aggressive when they win the ball in transition.
Both teams almost set to go. Monarchs with the second half kick.
We've got Copeland sitting on a yellow and James for the Toros sitting on a yellow going into the second half.
I don't see any first half changes. I think we have both starting 11s back on the field here for the second 45 as we are underway here for the second half. Escalante out wide. He's a guy you got to be nervous about. Great tackle by McGovern.
Yeah, McGovern really, He had the goal, but did a good job on him in the first half. He didn't have that many opportunities. Again, only 3 shots in the first half, 1 on goal.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a pocket yellow card, as we're going to see.
Yep, yellow for Garcia.
Garcia with a bad touch and is going to be carded. As you're going to see that again. Frater got to it first, and Garcia knew exactly what happened there. Oh, yeah, yellow card to Garcia, the captain, here in the 46th minute of play. Monarchs with the restart just across the midfield stripe. So that's going to get called back. They're going to do that one again.
I think we've done it again a few times in this game.
We'll see if the Monarchs can grab the bull by the horns here in the second half and come from behind. Possession out wide on the near side. McGovern up to Oriana. Oriana with 3 goals on the season. A guy that's capable of finding the back of the net.
Absolutely, and you're going to see Arnone, as you see, still sitting very deep in that midfield.
Lakawecki.
It's a good ball by Lakawecki.
Sunley was just trying to play it forward. He didn't really look and just threw it forward, trying to find the run of Brody. Too far in front of him. Monarchs will still have possession. Going to be played out.
A little heavy on the touch by Sunley. Good idea, trying to flip that ball up through to Velasco, but couldn't find him.
Lakawecki. Tororosco. All the way across the back line. Copeland. Oriana's going to cut in. Oriana to Frater. Frater's touch letting him down once again. Still trying to find his groove.
Yeah, he is. I think he's going to, though. A little more activity. Good run by Lakawecki. Oh, unlucky. Almost sneaks it through there.
It's going to be offside just across the midfield stripe as Orozco stepped forward to call that one. And it was pretty close still.
Yeah, Orozco's smart to see that coming. Manotas doesn't see him step and is offside.
49th minute of play. Rio Grande Valley leads on a 25th minute goal by Jose Escalante. Monarchs had the majority of the possession. Not by much, but the majority of the possession in the first half.
Yeah, more of the possession, more completed passes. But the Toros got the goal and the one dangerous chance.
Monarchs going to be called for the foul. Maliki was fouled on that one. James with it in the middle. Great step and slide to keep that one out of the reach of.
Orozco has to get that ball. If he doesn't, Manotas is in 1v1.
Well, it's going to be out of play on the near side. Oriana. He'll turn. It's going to be knocked off his foot last for a Toros throw-in. Keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL and its 29 teams.
Brady's not too happy with Oriana there. He's yelling over to him. Gesturing to him to keep the ball. Use the width.
Monarchs need to use the width of this stadium like you're mentioning there, Wade. It's a larger field, larger than what Rio Grande Valley played on last week. They played up in Seattle on the Starfire pitch, I believe, and it's a little bit of a smaller postage stamp. So this is something why they need to stretch Rio Grande here.
No, I agree with you. A little miscommunication here by Orozco and Lakawecki giving the ball away. But yeah, I think the more they can stretch the field wide and play inside and out a little bit, They're going to create some space for Velasco to move the ball and create a chance for Frater going forward.
Kastner waiting for Maliki to come and do the throw in. Ball's on the 18. Ball's going to be played in. McGovern's going to head that one out. It's been cleared out of play in front of the stretching Toros players on the far side. Kastner. Looked to be kind of stagnant there. Everybody was kind of standing around. Lakawecki's going to rise and knock that one out of play.
Yeah, Toros will be content to conserve energy, sit in, maintain possession. Not a lot of runs being made.
So you see the rain picking up a little bit here. Kastner back to Maliki. Kastner's going to go forward. He's going to get around the Monarchs defense just outside the area. He'll clip it in. Fernandez is going to collect.
That's good work there on the right side by Kastner. Steps through two defenders, gives himself some space, and could have been a little better quality on that ball in. He had some space and some time, waited a little too long.
Played it right short in front of the keeper. Fernandez brought it out of the air, brought it down to the ground as we're seeing on the replay, and then kind of collected on the grounds.
Yeah, it's wet weather. Got to smother everything in front of goal.
Oriana, ooh, nice little flick there. Velasco's going to move forward. It's going to be a tackle by two players over there. Yeah. A collision, I meant to say.
I mean, a good turn by Velasco, but he had nowhere to go. Two defenders closing down the space. And, I'd like to see that with the back four of the Monarchs closing down that space. Here in Kastner, way too much time and space when he turns and gets through.
Velasco looking forward to McGovern. McGovern. That's going to go out for the second corner of the match and the first one of the second half for the Monarchs.
And that's a good ball there. McGovern unlucky not to just a hair out in front of him, and he gets through and is able to send that ball across. But a good opportunity here with the corner early in the second half.
Velasco is going to step out to the corner here in the 54th minute of play to take this one. Brody's going to be out there wide by him. Pulling out two defenders, not bad in that situation. Velasco's going to take it. He'll swing it in, looking for Frater. Can't quite make it there. Is Arnone's going to settle. To Lakawecki. Back to Arnone. Not a bad idea looking for Velasco, as that one's just cut off by the Toros. Toros sitting in a little deeper here right now.
Ambitious ball there by Orozco. It's got to be perfect to sit that ball on his foot.
Frater going to apply a little pressure. Frater might have caught him as he came across. Ibiga down in the back.
He's holding his head. I missed that collision, but
Frater looked to catch him as he was coming across. Let's see if there will be a card assessed. They're going to head over. Daniel Radford is going to head over and talk to his official, maybe communicate on the headset. So we're going to see a card here shown to Frater, I believe, here in the 55th minute of play. Yellow card shown to Kayvon Frater here in the 55th minute of play. Look to catch Ibiga across the face. I don't know that we'll see a replay of that one, but looks to catch him across the face as the ball was played out. We're going to get a replay right here.
Yeah, Ibiga takes its first touch. Ooh. Oh, yeah. I think Frater's a little lucky there not to get anything worse, but he does raise that right arm and elbow right to the side of the head of Ibiga.
You don't like to see situations like that from either side. It's not necessarily the sportsmanship you want to see. Play the game cleanly. I think there was a little bit of frustration there from Frater.
I know Frater's a little frustrated. And good to hustle after the ball. He's got to keep that elbow down.
Now he's got to be careful as he's sitting on a yellow card. Foul on Sunley. Become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. Orozco with it. Nice little fancy footwork to pull it back. Monarchs going to maintain possession.
So you get in here, Landon, if you look at this, the hole in the center of the field, you've got Sunley moving, but Velasco is set right up flat with Frater, and there's just really nowhere for Fernandez to go with the ball there. A little more movement off the ball.
Looks like Velasco has been sitting a little higher because he doesn't feel maybe quite like he's had the option up top.
Yeah, they haven't been. The service really hasn't been coming through the middle that well. Hopefully they can turn that around here going into the remaining minutes of this half.
Fernandez back to Copeland. We're in the 57th minute of play. The Toros still lead 1-0 here at Rio Tinto Stadium on this wet Saturday evening. Fernandez going to play it forward.
Yeah, it's a good win by Malky, stepping up and winning that header.
Arnone. Brody. Long touch, trying to avoid the tackle, I think. Trying to make sure he didn't get wrecked on that one. Frater's going to apply pressure. A little bit of a miss hit by the keeper, Brown. Kastner's going to play it forward. To Arnone.
Center's going to play advantage on that, I guess. Monarchs maintain possession. Oriana's got the ball at his feet. Let it go.
Radford gave kind of a look to Arnone, and we can see that from the booth. Just, what do you want? Get up.
Yeah. It's like, look, you still have the ball. Play on.
I don't even know if I saw him motion for advantage. He just gave him that look, like, get up.
Yeah.
Frater.
He did not motion for advantage. I expected him to, but he did not.
Frater's going to lose it.
Oh.
Toro's in on goal. Fernandez. Kastner puts it over. Huge missed opportunity by
Kastner. What a run by Escalante. Beats two men. Slaloms through into the box. Lays it off for Kastner. Kastner a little late getting there, and then just...
As we're going to see a replay of this one, is in on goal, passes it over to Kastner. Great movement by Lakowecki to be on the ground, cutting off that simple tap-in. He tried to make him go top shelf, and he made him go well over that bar.
No, absolutely. 100% effort of Lakowecki on that one. Getting back, sliding across. Kastner hesitates, knows he has to chip the ball over Lakowecki and just sends it way over the bar.
Monarchs lucky to not be down 2-0 here in the 59th minute of play.
Very fortunate. But, you know, Lennon, it starts 40 yards outside of goal. There's no reason that both defenders should let Escalante split them. Runs in on goal from 30 yards out with that kind of space and opportunity. That ball needs to be cut off earlier on.
Garcia, the captain, was down there momentarily. He's back up, and Toro's going to knock that out of play as we're going to see Danilo Acosta here shortly as he's getting instruction from Bingy Lara on the bench. He'll be wearing number 29, signed by Real Salt Lake this last year, and a guy that has Monarchs experience but is a great player down on loan tonight.
No, I'm excited to see Acosta introduced into the game, see what kind of an impact he can make and turn the tide the Monarchs' way. And as you said earlier, fortunate not to be down 2-0. Great effort by Lakowecki coming back. He really makes all the difference in that opportunity. Otherwise, that's an easy tap-in for Kastner. 2v1, Fernandez is beat.
Frater, 3v1. Frater's got the speed. Can he get around him? It's going to be cut off by Garcia. Garcia throws a shoulder into him.
Yeah, good job by
Surprised there's
Frater.
no call. looking for Brody.
Yeah, just doesn't quite make it there. He had Brody.
Lakawecki to Sunley to Arnone. Monarchs moving the ball well here in the last few minutes. Out wide to Oriana. Oriana's getting around. Green. He'll clip it in. Looking back post. Lakawecki. That was going to played out by Maliki across the end line for a corner kick for the Monarchs. As we're going to see
a good defense of it.
Our first sub here in the 61st minute of play, as Danilo Costa is going to come on for Kayvon Frater. Follow at USL on Twitter to keep up with all the live action during the 2016 USL season. Acosta's going to come in. We'll see where this change factors in. Looks like Acosta maybe will sit alongside Arnone, pushing Sunley up a little higher, and probably Velasco at the point.
Yeah, I think he's going to push Velasco to the point. Good
Ball's
ball
played in. Arnone's going to keep it in. Brody's going to... Monarchs with an opportunity, and our Sunley got a piece of that one, but into the waiting arms of Brown.
But a smart substitution probably there by Freddie. Prater's up there fighting, battling. He's sitting on a yellow card, getting into it a little bit with Garcia and with Green at the top. You know, you could see another yellow coming perhaps. They're looking for that other goal. You know, you don't want to go down to 10 men in this situation, that's for sure.
Acosta's one of those settling guys, a guy that really could play as a defensive holding mid and do a good job. Real Salt Lake signed him for that reason. I believe he's a guy that could come in and replace Kyle Beckerman maybe in the future. Very young player, but a guy that has that capability. So why not bring in a sub that can sit in, hold, you can push some of your more attacking players forward in that sense.
No, I agree with you. And it looks like what he's done is pushed Oriana to the front. He's moved Brody out wide, and Velasco's kind of peeling out here out wide on the opposite side.
Lakawecki looking forward to Velasco, and that one's going to be cut off.
It was a good idea by Lakawecki. Just didn't have enough on the ball, but that was a good run by Velasco.
Monarchs applying a little bit more pressure here. The Toros break out of that pressure.
Yeah, great composure by the Toros to
They're
move that ball.
They're going to move on the near side. Great defense by McGovern to knock that one out of play for a throw-in on the near side.
Yeah, so attacking change, as you can see, Velasco's moved out of the middle. He's out wide. He's pushed Oriana into the middle where Frater was running, and then he's got Acosta sitting in the midfield.
Oriana, Velasco, and Brody not really known for their super speed, but they're guys that all have moves and talent.
Absolutely. Maybe not the straightaway speed of Frater, but speed enough and definitely the quality to create some good chances and a goal.
Monarchs still looking for the player that will play that point really this season. Last season they had Emery Welshman, and he played phenomenal and scored some goals for him. And
yeah,
Max Rohofer was another one that as well they had up top.
Yeah, Welshman had a great season and was rewarded with a move up to Real Salt Lake. He's been battling through an injury. But yeah, and they are without the services of Rolf, who's been that target man up front for the Monarchs, as he's out with concussion-like symptoms and not likely to feature tonight.
Not even shown in the 18. He's still trying to get over last week, as he had to leave the game early because of those concussion symptoms. Wish him a speedy recovery. Never something you want to see. So Costa's going to bang that one off Rio Grande Valley.
Escalante takes one in the chest for the team on that.
James with the nice footwork to get out of that one. Oriana's going to press this one. Brown's going to clear it forward. Oh. Sunley just a rocket at him. He just tried to bring it down.
Yeah.
This ball's forward. I'm not sure that wasn't offside. It's a heavy overload. And Fernandez is going to parry that one up with one hand up and over the bar for a corner kick here in the 66th minute of play.
Great save by Fernandez. But again, getting caught in transition. 1v3. The Toros player is sitting up Manotas. Up there up top, 3 Monarchs defenders coming back. He's sitting by himself, wins that ball, is able to run at them. Escalante coming in. Nobody's marked tight. Loose in transition defending.
Escalante will take the corner kick. Maliki's going to come forward and then step back. Monarchs with 10 in the box to defend. It's going to skip all the way across the box. Kind of scary in those situations, Wade.
Yeah, you'd never want to see the ball bounce straight across the 6 without being touched. Defenders really got to be there to clear that out.
Check out at USL Soccer on Instagram to see match highlights and action shots from games around the league. At USL Soccer on Instagram. Lakawecki to Sunley to Acosta. Acosta trying to get settled in this one. Good ball on the far side to Velasco. Velasco 2v1 up to Lakawecki. Lakawecki, ball just across the 6. It's going to be kept in play by Sunley. Monarchs still looking forward. McGovern touches a little heavy there, and that one's going to cross the end line.
Great run by Lakawecki. Good ball by Acosta. Plays a perfect ball across. Dangerous through the 6. Too bad Brody just could not get out ahead of it and get his foot on it. But you'll see this on the replay. Skins it right where you want it to be across the 6. I think if Brody sees that, maybe goes to ground with his foot out, slides and just gets a touch, and that goes in the net.
It looked like Oriana might have had a play on that ball, and that might be what kept Brody from taking a little slide to the turf to try to make sure that found the back of the net.
Yeah, just screened him maybe a little, but
Monarchs looking a little more dangerous here since the substitution and the change. So we're in the 68th minute of play. Toros moving into the Monarchs into the attacking third. Ball's out wide on the end line.
You know, and Escalante and Garcia have done a really good job in this second half through that midfield, moving the ball quickly, inside, outside, creating some chances going forward.
Velasco's going to apply pressure.
Poor touch.
Acosta. Back to Orozco. All the way back to Fernandez, who's done a good job tonight. Hasn't been called into too much action, but when he has been, he's been on point.
He has. He's done a good job. Great save earlier. He had the 1v1 with Manotas in the first half. He got a hand on the ball that he needed. He was all alone. Great job by Lakawecki to win that there.
McGovern. Back to Brody. And the Toros have a 2v1. Ball's going to be played forward, and the flag's going to be raised as that one's going to skim.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if the AR was going to raise the flag. I felt I could see the offside from here, and I didn't hear anything.
Kind of a late call there from the AR on the far side.
A little late. But again, in transition, the Toros have been very dangerous going forward. The Monarchs are dispossessed.
Acosta moving forward. Oriana's going to settle. Acosta, a good battle there. He'll maintain possession for the Monarchs.
Costa's a very strong midfield player, able to hold off defenders, hold up the ball with a great eye for that incisive pass.
Brody's going to apply the pressure. It's going to be mishit, and Velasco tries to bring it down. Not a bad touch, but it kind of looks like it got away from him in the end.
Yeah, it did.
Looks like we're going to see another substitution. Monarchs going to push forward. Looks like they're going to go with 3 in the back as Amon Kona, a midfielder out of Dayton, is going to make his way into this one here in the 71st minute of play as McGovern's going to take a seat on the bench and his night's done.
I like this change by Freddie here. He's going to go aggressive, try to get this goal back. Amon Kona's a great player up front. Going to go 3 at the back, push Orozco out to the left here, and leave Copeland alone in the middle.
Looks like they might still sit with 4 in the back, but Arnone is going to play there. Amon Kona is going to push forward. Velasco, you can hear that up here, as they'll be called back for the advantage.
Yeah, and you're right, Lennon. They did push, looks like they will push Arnone out right and just push Amon Kona up top.
He's a guy capable of playing outside back, and he will get forward in the attack. Sits more as a midfielder. Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Orozco. Looking forward to Acosta. Not quite on the same page as Sunley. It's going to go to grounds. Nice saving tackle.
Yeah, it's a good tackle by Sunley.
Brody out wide. Not quite sure where he was looking forward to.
Yeah, it's got to be a little better on that ball from Brody. Again, this change of shape, you see Amon Kona and Oriana sitting in there, and Velasco still going to be peeled off on the far side here out on the left.
Emilio Garcia is going to make way and take a seat on the bench, and his night will be done. And we're going to see Memo Rodriguez enter the match here in the 73rd minute of play. Rio Grande Valley FC still leading 1-0 as the Monarchs are trying to get back into this one. Looks like Wilmer Cabrera is going to start making substitutions as he's got another one coming here shortly maybe. He'll use his first of 5 subs, Wade. That's a little bit different from the MLS. You have 5 subs here in the USL.
Yeah, it's a lot of substitutions. You know, this standard of 3 substitutions applies to the MLS and other European leagues, and they go with 5 in the USL. But I think it's a fine thing. Gives opportunity for more changes, more field time for some other players you're developing. I like the 5 substitution rule.
I would agree. It gives a lot of opportunity for growth. So that one's going to go off Lakawecki for a throw-in. Rio Grande in no hurry to throw this one in.
No, not in any hurry. They're content to sit in and play out these last 20 minutes. You know, Lakawecki's having a solid game.
You got to love the play of Lakawecki. He's one of those guys that has shown his skill. Oriana up over top. He's going to play it back to Velasco. Velasco's going to cut in. Cuts back. Shot. Brody's going to keep it in. Monarchs still threatening. Arnone's going to flick it in. Oriana. The flag's up on the near side, and that will be offside in the box.
Yeah, good series, great opportunity there. Velasco hits a good ball in. Sunley tries to play it, goes to ground. Garcia, the captain's there to knock it away.
Not a bad-looking sequence, though, Wade. They're
more of that. More of that.
Monarchs looking like they want to take this one. As Katic is up, the Bosnia and Herzegovina player is up by the 4th official, waiting to check into this one. Lakawecki's going to get clipped hard there. Surprised not to see a yellow card. Looked like he got clipped quite hard.
So we're going to have Katic in for Kastner, it looks like.
Kastner's going to make way as he's going to walk and mosey his way on off this field. Velasco's going to hurry him along in a friendly way.
It's always the walk jog off the field when you got that goal lead.
Got a one,
You're away from home.
You got a 1-0 lead on the road in Salt Lake, in a place that really has been quite difficult to get full results. And right now they lead 1-0.
Yeah, I'd really like to see the Monarchs apply a little more pressure, push forward,
Wade,
get that goal.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Freddie push to a 3-back here in not too long.
Yeah, we're 75 minutes in. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe he'll introduce Etty, go three up top and go to 3 at the back.
All USL matches are available live, free and in HD on YouTube. Follow the action on the USL YouTube channel. Lakowecki going to push forward. Monarchs fans looking for that equalizer as well. The crowd's getting into this one, Wade.
No, they want it. They want it. They want him pushing forward for it. And I think we're going to see some opportunities here. They just got to have that quality in the box to get a finish. It was a good idea.
Real Salt Lake fans, or Monarchs fans, the Real game has finally started at the StubHub Center in LA. They're underway, looking to stay undefeated on the season and continue to climb the ranks.
Well, what a great start to the season for Real Salt Lake. Really pleased to see that. Happy for Coach Kassar and the crew. Great team spirit, great work ethic on the field.
Costa to Lakowecki. He's got Velasco out wide. Velasco's going to pick up his head. He's going to cut back inside. He's going to take a shot. Going to deflect off of the Toros and go out for a corner kick.
That's what I want to like to see. You know, getting the ball wide, let Velasco cut in, let him play a dangerous ball in at the 6 or take a shot from outside. He has the quality and the skills to put that in on frame.
Velasco and Brody out for the corner kick. Monarchs fans feeling a little bit of it here. Let's see, can they find the equalizer? Into the box, and it's going to go out the other side.
It was a well-taken corner by Velasco.
Sunley's going to battle. Ball still in play. And Radford's going to give a foul to the Toros.
He's going to call a foul on Sunley there.
Maybe a little bit.
Something I didn't see. I don't know.
Maybe a dangerous play in that sense, being on the ground. You wonder what the call was there. Nonetheless.
Yeah. Garcia's going to play this out.
It'll be a free kick for Garcia in the corner. Amancona out wide to Velasco. He's waiting for help. Lakowecki. Back to Orozco. Arnone will stay on his feet. Looking forward to Velasco. That one's going to run across the end line. Not a bad idea, though.
No,
looking for opportunities here.
Not a bad idea at all. It's a good thought by Orozco. A little heavy. Velasco's a little gassed. He's not going to quite get there, but I like the thought.
On the RSL family side, Wade, congratulations to Nick Raimondo making his 400th appearance in the MLS. Incredible.
Incredible talent, incredible goalkeeper. Just glad Nicky's on our team.
Amancona. Arnone. Good job to play it out to Lakowecki. Acosta. Out wide to Velasco. Velasco's going to cut in. Nice dance moves. Acosta. He'll whip it across the box. He's going to get a second opportunity at it. That'll be out for a corner kick for the Monarchs. Nice little sequence, Wade.
No, it's a couple great sequences now in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Great ball in by Acosta right there where you want it at the top of the 6. Putting the Toros under a little bit of pressure here in these last 10 minutes or so.
The 5th corner kick for the Monarchs as Velasco's going to take it. And Brody's out, pulling out 2 men. You got Acosta, Sunley, guys that can find it with their head. Copeland's going to get an opportunity at it. And it's going to be a goal kick. Last touch by the Monarchs.
A good battle in the air there with Ibiga and Copeland. Both up for both end up on the ground.
So we're going to see a double substitution here. As Tavares is going to make way into this game. 80th minute of play. Toros still lead 1-0. Toros with possession. Velasco is going to go to ground. Maliki moving forward. Arnone with the great defense.
It's a great
to
step
stand
by
up.
Arnone to hold his ground, wait for him to take that second touch, and step up and take the ball. Opportunity here on the counter, maybe.
Sandwiched in between two players. Not much he could do there. Monarchs still pressing. Acosta, great give and go. Out wide to Amancona. Acosta will get it back. Over looking for Velasco. But Orellana's going to get his head on that one.
Oh, but I like what I'm seeing. If they can keep pressing, I like the way Acosta's looking with the ball at his feet. He's getting it. He's showing to the ball. He's getting the ball, and he's putting dangerous balls into the box.
Really long goal kick as it's going to make its way all the way back to Fernandez in the back. Sunley over to Copeland. Monarchs possessing. Little bit of excitement building.
Yeah, I like what Acosta's introduced into the game here. They've become more dangerous. They've been finding the midfield, getting the ball out wide.
Toro's going to maintain possession. Monarchs pushing 4 guys forward in that sequence. Look out for the counter attack.
Yeah, you really have Brody, Velasco, Amancona, and Orellana all pressing high here.
We're going to see a double change here. As Lakawecki's going to make way for Tavares. Not the number we saw up on the board, but Lakawecki with a great night. 83 minutes of play, played very well. On the other side, we're going to see Manotas.
And it looks like Freddie's going to definitely go with the 3 here and push Eti offensively and let Orozco, Copeland, and Arnone take care of the back line.
Join the pride and become one of the 15,000 plus season ticket holders for Real Salt Lake for the 2016 season. You are the reason RSL has enjoyed such a dominant home field advantage at Rio Tinto Stadium over the years. Visit rsl.com or call 801-727-2700 to get your tickets to the Claret Cobalt Season 12 now. Tavares, let's see if he can get on his horse. He's going to keep it in the corner. Not bad pressure from him.
No, not. And another good ball by Acosta. He's offensive-minded, putting dangerous balls in there, running onto. He's had 2 dangerous balls into the box. So continue to find his feet.
Monarchs pushing for this one. 6 minutes plus stoppage time left in this one. Amancona is going to go to ground. No foul called. Monarchs going to maintain possession. Out wide to Copeland.
Yeah, Brody out here with acres of space.
Brody, all the space in the world. He's going to look up. Great defense by the Toros. Rodriguez was able to cut that one off. Velasco's going to dance out of danger. Sunley's going to get it forward.
That's a good ball by Sunley.
Acosta looking to Amancona, looking for the give and go.
Now, that was a great idea by Acosta. Amancona is just a little unfortunate with that touch.
It's going to be offside.
Kadich very unhappy with the offside call, but
Lakawecki, 86th minute of play now. Time's ticking for the Monarchs to grab the bull by the horns.
And do they need to? Let's get one back.
Brody.
Ref's going to play advantage there.
Sunley, nice little move to get around the defender. To Acosta. Tavares looking to make an impact. Ball's going to be swung out on the far side to Brody. He settles. He's 1v1. Gets around the first defender. Got another one to beat. Slips up a touch. Sunley's going to have it. To Velasco. Velasco's going to be tackled in the box. Maybe a questionable call. Brody back to Acosta. Costa's going to be fouled. Monarchs with a free kick here in the 87th minute of play.
A good series for the Monarchs, though. Getting aggressive, getting into the box. I think that's a great tackle by Ibeca. I don't think there's a foul there. Definitely a foul on Acosta here, but a chance to get a dangerous ball in.
Velasco's going to stand over this one. Monarchs throwing everybody forward except for Arnone. Opportunity. Moncona's going to head it up. That one's going to stay in the box. Copeland keeps it alive for the Monarchs. Velasco. Moncona. Brody out wide. That ball is going to be deflected. Costa's going to keep it in. Moncona with a nice little touch. Out wide to Brody. Can the Monarchs find the equalizer?
Unlucky not get it through. Great series here. I love the attack-minded. I got a player down here, but Moncona tries to flick that ball in. Just unlucky not to let it sail over his head. He had two Monarchs guys running in behind him.
Monarchs player's frustrated that he's not up off the turf, so we're going to see a sub.
Is that Manotas that is down there, Landon?
Escalante is going to be making way here shortly. And Christian Lucatero is going to be coming in. This player still down. Almost in the 89th minute of play. Medical staff with the stretcher waiting to come on. Surprised he hasn't waved him on yet this late. He'll wave him on there.
Well, it's a great series of attacks here by the Monarchs. Just haven't been able to produce that quality in the box to get that nick, that goal. Moncona's been there. You've got Acosta playing good balls in. Velasco's had a couple chances. They just need that one extra pass, that one great touch to get this goal.
Rain still falling. Temperature dropping. Monarchs looking for the equalizer. 89th minute of play. Player's going to be taken off on the stretcher. I'm not quite sure who that is. Might be Escalante. Numbers impossible to read, Wade, on these jerseys.
Yeah. And you were not going to see his number with the back on that stretcher.
Not even close. Lucatero is going to make way. It is Escalante.
It is Escalante, yep.
Not quite sure what he's holding. He's covering his face. We'll hope he's all right.
When he was down, he was holding his right quad, but it's hard to say.
Copeland will throw it in from the far side. He looks to have a long throw in. It's going to be played in the box. Brody looks to keep that in. Just can't keep his feet settled. Oriana's going to press.
Good step by Copeland. Great step. Numbers here.
Velasco with the turn. Shot! Just wide. Not a bad idea. Not a bad look here late in the game.
No, it's a good turn by Velasco. Didn't really have a lot of options. Oriana's asking for the ball, but good effort by Velasco.
We're going to see 4 minutes of stoppage time. Quite surprised him. Did not see 5 on that.
Yeah, I was thinking of 5 or 6, but we're going to get 4. It's enough time for a goal. Monarchs are going to really have to press forward.
Monarchs still have the opportunity to get an equalizer. Fernandez. He'll push it forward.
And Amon Kona at 5'0" wins the head ball in the midfield. Great effort on his part.
Forward to Oriana. Brown's going to come off his line.
Just a little heavy on the touch. He had Oriana. Amon Kona just needed a little lighter on the touch.
Looks like some action in the Real Salt Lake game as well, as there's already been a PK early on. And it sounds like Steven Gerrard met Nick Raimondo, the wall of the Wasatch, and kept it 0s.
I love it. Take that, Stevie G.
Sure, he'd be loving to play here in this stadium. Beautiful weather right now. And another update from that game is Juan Manuel Burrito Martinez is going to take a goal in the 16th minute, and the Real Salt Lake leads 1-0 for the RSL family.
Burrito's looking amazing out on the field.
We're about 2 minutes into our stoppage, 1:30 into our stoppage. Copeland's going to keep this one in. Monarchs still pressing forward, looking forward to Oriana. He's going to get on the end of that one and keep it in.
Great hustle by Oriana.
He'll pick up his head. He's going to take a shot, deflected. Costa's going to keep it in. Arnone, he'll take a shot and deflected.
Yeah, good defensive effort by Kadich there to get down in front of that. Arnone's got a great eye for goal and a great strike from that distance. Toros looking a little gassed. I think we're going to have an opportunity here if they can just get that one more pass, one more touch.
Oh, not a bad looking ball there.
Oh, Tavares unlucky not to keep that, but wins it back.
Monarchs pushing. 2.5 minutes of stoppage time as we've got another player down for the Toros.
I don't like to see this, Landon. I really don't. It's
Monarchs fans booing.
Yeah, it looks like James that's down.
While we get a quick break, let's mention the signing of James Moberg from the University of Washington. The Monarchs signed him here, and he'll be a player that will feature here soon. He's actually a buddy of Eti Tavares.
Yeah, really good player, great talent out of UW. He was a super draft pick by the Whitecaps, and he actually played under Craig Weibel up at the University of Washington. So when he was in college, so a great find and a great player to bring to the Monarchs.
Another Monarchs University of Washington connection there from Craig Weibel. Not a bad pipeline to have. They're a great team that plays in the Pac-12, does a phenomenal job up there.
No, they do, and I'm excited to see him join the squad and get out on the field and get some time. I've heard a lot of good things about Moberg.
Crowd quite frustrated here as another player's down. We've got the training staff out there with the stretcher.
And we've reached our injury time, so I'm guessing Radford's going to add at least a minute or two here on top of what he had initially put up. And you see on the replay there, Tavares unlucky if he just gets that touch through. He had that whole right side of the 18-yard box open to come at Brown. The ball has not been bouncing the Monarchs' way in this second half.
Not at all.
They've really been pressing high, pressing hard. Acosta's played some great balls in, some good opportunities in front of goal, just have not been able to get that touch. Not a lot of time here.
Sub is going to come on for James. That sub was allowed to quickly come on. I'm quite frankly surprised by that. That was a quick sub allowed to come on, but a player off for injury. Monarchs with a throw in on the near side. Copeland.
Could be one of their last opportunities here, this scrum in the box.
Copeland.
Fernandez playing way outside.
Sweeper keeper. He's going to play it forward.
Suddenly loses sight of it there, but
Monarchs with another throw-in on the near side. We're late in the stoppage time, Wade. Monarchs looking for the equalizer. Arnone's going to clip it in. It's going to be cut off The ball's going to be lobbed up into the corner and out of play. Arnone, can't be much time left.
No, and a flurry of desperate chances by the Monarchs, just not been able to get that ball dangerous. This may be their last opportunity to move up the field here.
Copeland, back to Orozco. He'll play it forward. Costa, Sunley. And that's all she wrote here at Rio Tinto Stadium as the Toros of Rio Grande Valley come in and steal 3 points from the Monarchs on this wet Saturday evening.
Hard-fought game, really, Landon. Credit to the Toros. They held up defensively there in the last 10 minutes. Flurry of chances by the Monarchs, but just could not get that final touch to score the goal.
Monarchs unlucky to not get an opportunity to equalize late. We saw many opportunities, a flurry of chances, and really could just not capitalize late.
Yeah, and great substitutions by Freddie. I think the substitutions and the changes really made a difference, but Acosta played well, just didn't get that chance.
Give Freddie all the credit in the world. He really had subs that came on and made a difference. They really weren't able to change the scoreline, but they came on and did what they needed to change the game.
No, they did, and they had the chances. I think they created some opportunities there. The latter part of the second half just couldn't get that final touch. Tavares, Acosta played well. Unlucky tonight not to get it.
Monarchs go undefeated through 3 and then drop the last 2 games last week down at Utah Valley University 1-0 to Arizona United SC, and this tonight to Rio Grande Valley FC Toros. And really now looking a little bit shaky, but they're going to have an opportunity back here Tuesday night, finish out this homestand before the turf's replaced against S2 on Tuesday night. So they've got an opportunity to come back, fix things, not even a week's change, and they'll get here again.
The best thing about losing a game is it's coming back quickly for another game. So I think they'll be happy to come back and play again Tuesday. Unlucky really not to get a goal tonight. Credit to the Toros, a great goal early in the game. Just couldn't get that goal to even it out tonight.
The difference of this one was a 25th minute goal by Jose Escalante. Monarchs shared the majority of the possession throughout the game, but just couldn't find the back of the net.
No, they couldn't. And, Velasco got a little tired at the end, had a couple chances late in the game, couple great turns, just couldn't get the ball on goal. In that last flurry, I thought Tavares was going to get through and have a chance. But credit to the defense, though, of the Toros. They played well. They stood up to the pressure those last 10 minutes. Garcia captaining the back. He was phenomenal all night. Good in the air, a couple key tackles. They did a good job.
So, Wade, final thought tonight. What do the Monarchs need to do moving forward for Tuesday night offensively to get things going?
In my view, I think they need to get out early and attack a little harder. I think Frater was slow to get started, didn't have a lot of dangerous chances. I like what I saw toward the end of the game, a little bit of desperation, and the transitional defense needs to improve, tighter marking. Shouldn't have given away that goal early.
Monarchs drop 3 points here at home, but get an opportunity to come back on Tuesday night, like we said, against S2, the Seattle Sounders 2, and we'll get a chance to jump up to that 10-point margin with which they haven't done this early in the season. Last year they struggled at a start.
Yeah, I think it's a good start to the season. Look, it's a loss tonight, a couple tough losses, a couple 1-0 losses, which are tough to take. Just unlucky not to get the goal, but they'll come back Tuesday, and let's see if they can't get a win on Tuesday.
Monarchs going to try to come back Tuesday night for the win against S2. Join in live on the YouTube stream and as well on social media. Thank you for joining in tonight. Appreciate our great production team here at the stadium for all they've done, and we'll sign off. Wade Nielsen and Landon Southwick on the call of tonight's game.
Thanks.